Obviously you are not human, hello? Because you're just my rib. Hello? You're just one piece of bone. So, bone you can suck on it and when the meat is done you can throw it. That's a bone, isn't it? To the various dimensions of life, or have you cocooned yourself in your own petty creation, which is psychological?
You can consecrate a stone to become a goddess. If a human being is truly willing, why can't we consecrate a human body?
People used to say, she is a devil of a woman. When I saw her, she was over 100 years of age. They called her a devil of a woman not because she ever did any harm to anybody. She did not install a god, she installed herself in the temple. You know the history of Europe, where spiritual process was so widespread and how systematically it was uprooted and thrown out when they wanted to establish an organized religion. Witches who were burnt or just those women who exhibited certain qualities which did not fit into the logic of that society.
To convert them into true goddesses of different qualities, and people can experience them as such. We have enough people with sufficient energy, we just have to put them through certain processes to get them there. In energy, they are there. It is just that
Sadhguru, I'm Meera from Goa. My question is, you said the feminine is dying and being
No, I didn't say feminine, I was not talking about the fanny.
No, feminine.
I meant feminine, M.
Sorry. My question is, what do you exactly mean by feminine? Because feminism is defined in so many ways outside that I'm, as a woman, confused. Like, what exactly is feminine now?
We are not talking about ism, I was just talking about a certain aspect of creation which we are a part of. The way life has formed itself. Is it true? It has happened? That's good That's good to know. So you're a natural birth for your mother. You know how this happens, all right? So without a masculine and feminine, you wouldn't be born, yes? Without these two polarities, would you be born? Unless you're a very unnatural birth? Hello? Natural birth means it happened that way. So now you can either glorify it or you can make it filthy. It's your choice, but both are not good. This is how life happens. It's neither glorious nor filthy. That's how it is. Now, among one set of people, they do glorification of this. Another set of people see it as a sin and make it filthy. These are two tactics to control you, two strategies to keep you in control. Let me not go into the detail of this because this is not the time for that. But glorification and making it filthy are not two different things, it's the same trick. It's the same trick. Some people openly want to attract you towards something, some people want you to be attracted to the forbidden fruit. Both ways, queue will form. That's all that'll happen. So this is the same thing, two levels of marketing. Okay? If there was no marketing, people would go according to their inclinations. Everybody does not have the same level of need Everybody does not have the same level of drive to every aspect of life. Different people have different levels of drive, accordingly they would arrange themselves. But if everybody arranges their life according to their own inclinations, how the hell will we control them? And if we don't control them, how the hell is there any power in anybody's hand? So, I will leave that part. But you are asking, what is feminine? But you are connecting it to what is feminism. Feminism is a ill-thought-out reaction to the exploitation that's happened for hundreds of years. Yes, barely thought-out reaction which gets them into worse place than they were before, gives them some physical freedom, but in many ways it traps them into many things. That is a reaction to continuous exploitation by religious doctrine, by social norms, by even political rules. Everything was made in such a way that a woman is kept below. You can't believe this. What was the year? What was the year that in America women got their franchise? No. No. When was it? Somewhere more recent. You sure? Okay, in 1920. So till then they had no franchise. What's the thinking? Don't just look at it as a political event, okay, they didn't have franchise, they got it in 20, let's celebrate. But I'm asking, before 20, what was the thinking, I'm asking. Obviously you are not human, hello? Because you're just my rib. Hello? You're just one piece of bone. So, bone you can suck on it and when the meat is done you can throw it. That's a bone, isn't it? You know, you eat ribs? Not you, people eat ribs, all right. Rib is mostly bone, little bit flesh. So I'm saying that is the thinking. It's all coming from that level of thinking. So these things have happened because we are only looking at social dominance. We are not looking at life for what it is. When the rest of the world thought you're a piece of bone, here we thought you're a goddess, at least. Now, the reason why we made a woman into a goddess is because there is a physical inequality, naturally. Today you may not notice it because wherever you came from, you came flying, you didn't notice it. If you had to come on a horseback or a donkey or a bullock cart or walking, you would notice the difference between a man and a woman, yes or no? Now you flew, because of technology, because of development, now you can't make out. He also flies, I also fly, what's the big deal? But if we had to come walking or on a horseback, clearly there would be a distinction, most women wouldn't make it. Not just because of physicality, the dangers on the road wouldn't allow her to reach here. This is how the world was. Because of that, because there is a physical inequality, she had to be psychologically, emotionally raised to another place. This is the wisdom of the culture that they saw. Because there is no physical equality, if you don't raise her in some other way, she'll get crushed naturally and eaten up by somebody. So, these things have been looked at with certain clarity, not in terms of who can dominate the situation, not in terms of who is bigger than whom, in terms of how to make life happen in an even keel, in a balanced way. This is not feminism, this is not thinking about women or men. This is about just looking at life for what it is. So, when I talk about feminine, I'm definitely not talking about feminism because The important thing is to look at how life can happen with least amount of friction in the best possible way, rather than thinking who is superior to whom. The moment you think you're superior to somebody, you are in mess with them, yes or no? Whoever they are, male, female, whatever nonsense they are. The moment you think I'm superior to you, there is a mess that you cannot avoid. You're going to get into it. Who's going to get hurt is just a question of time. So, you don't try to identify what is my feminism. Don't do that. You may be a woman, but may be very masculine, it's fine with us. Hello? If that's how you are. But is it socially cultivated or is that how you are? That is something you must see very clearly. Are you behaving the way you're behaving because of somebody's culture, somebody constantly trying to mold you, or is it a natural expression of who you are? If you look at that, you will find that. If I say, this is your feminism, this kind of body parts are feminine, this kind of body parts are masculine, no. This kind of body parts are male, this kind of body parts are female, but not feminine and masculine. The difference is you are misunderstanding the fundamental nature with the manifestations that have happened. They are different.
During the history, the people used to worship deities like feminine energy, and but at some point it started to shift to worship the masculine, not the feminine. So what happened? What was the shift and why?
It all changed about 2000 years ago, forcefully, not by chance. You heard of over 6 million women burnt on stake in Europe over a period of some 200 years or so, little over 200 years. Over 6 million women were burnt as witches in Europe alone. Yeah. When they gain momentum. Because these are all women who had some capability. Once they have some capability, people will gather around them. Once people gather around somebody and find solutions, you cannot organize your project. So, they gave them the most horrible punishment of being burnt alive so that this will go down. But still it lived for over 200 years, they had to kill a few million to put it down. So the feminine expressing anything, it's gone. Probably India and a few other Asian countries are the only countries where still feminine is under worship. Otherwise, if you look at the ancient temples in Europe, Arabia, everywhere, they're full of goddess temples. What is the significance of this? Is it just about gender business? No. It is about viewing life in a more balanced way, which is most important. It's not about man versus woman. It's about seeing life more holistically, not in a skewed way. It's a terrible history, last 1600 years. As far as women are concerned, last 1600 years have been one of the worst times in the history of humanity for women. Yes, believe me. I hope it… that, they're coming here. And women are not some strange creatures. They are our mothers, wives, sisters, daughters. This is what they are. They are not some strange creatures. By themselves, they would never be able to experience these things. But now, through Bhairavi, people are able to experience things, know things, achieve things which they would have never done by themselves. A whole lot of people right now who are every day in the Bhairavi sadhana through the Bhairavi yantra, you should listen to the stories. Incredible. I'll tell you about a particular person. This couple just came to the ashram with one of their friends. I didn't even know they were here. They had not done the program. They just came because some friend was coming, they came. They came from Singapore. They walked into the temple and in both their eyes tears came. They didn't know why. They're not very religious kind or anything. They're a very modern couple. So both of them came, they took the yantra home. Their lives changed. They're very successful people. But his whole business, and that's his creativity. He created a new business. He's not like a second generation or something, he's first generation. And he did not start very beginning, he was in the armed forces. And somewhere along the way, he kind of took a voluntary retirement and started a business and built it very big, international, really a few $100 million business he built. And this accelerated like anything. He's suddenly able to communicate with people, do things with people, and the business expanded in a big way. Why I'm saying this is, for him that's his creativity, business is his creativity. And suddenly there's a new capability which he had never thought possible. If you use her as a window, suddenly she opens up a new dimension for you, an enhanced level of competence.
So this couple that came to the Bhairavi temple came because here's a possibility and maybe I have one other that I don't know is, they were here because they were supposed to be here. They were here by chance. They were asking a question. I'm not saying they answered or got an answer or an intellectual answer. When they walked into the temple, I'm trying to understand, was there a question in their mind that got, and so maybe answered is the wrong word, but the window opened and gave them an experience that destroyed the question, answered the question? What happened?
This is a tough guy, okay?
Okay.
He's an ex-army guy and tough guy. So for him, without any reason, when he walked in, tears came.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what it is, but he knows something opened up. Someone who's never shed tears for anything and does not want to, when he just walks into a place, just a building, and just tears came, in his understanding, something opened up, and he's right, something opened up. So that opening is a big experience, and above all, you realize that in so many ways as you progress, socially you progress, in your business you progress, and whatever else socially, other things add up. In this, you're tightening the circle, you're closing it up. So he suddenly realized something opened up which I'd never thought possible. I never even sought it, nor did I care for it. But for every intelligent human being, whether he's conscious about it or not conscious about it, or for every human being, why should I make somebody intelligent, somebody not so intelligent? Because everybody is able to breathe and get oxygen out of air, so they're intelligent enough. Life is intelligent enough. Whether he is intellectually is enough or not is a questionable thing. But intelligent enough, life is intelligent enough, that's why it's existing, such a complex form of life. So, for every human being, this is the thing. Have you opened up to the various dimensions of life, or have you cocooned yourself in your own petty creation, which is psychological?
If we can consecrate a stone to become a goddess, if a human being is truly willing, why can't we consecrate a human body to become a goddess? Either out of her own sadhana she can become one, or someone who can convert a stone into goddess. Can't he convert a woman into goddess or a man into a god? Should it be not possible? Very much possible.
You know my great-grandmother. People used to say, she's a devil of a woman. When I saw her, she was over 100 years of age. They called her a devil of a woman not because she ever did any harm to anybody, but she had a laugh. If she laughed, the entire street shook. Like that she laughed. She lived to be 113, 113 years of age. She was married into a very rich family, a big land-holding family. When she was 68 years of age, after her husband had died, she left the family, went out and built a small temple for herself. She did not install a god, she installed herself in the temple. She'll do her own thing there, her own type of worship, her own type of everything, and she can tell you anything, you know. When she's there sitting in the temple, she can just tell you about anything in the world. You know the history of Europe, where spiritual process was so widespread and how systematically it was uprooted and thrown out when they wanted to establish an organized religion. So all those millions of witches who were burned are just those women who exhibited certain qualities which did not fit into the logic of that society. My great-grandmother for sure would have been burnt as a witch. In India, they wouldn't burn, but they were afraid of her laughter. She's definitely a witch. So, we need witches. We need witches in the world. We need women who are more capable than their logic. We need men also like that. We need human beings who are capable of perceiving, understanding, experiencing life beyond the horrible limitations of logic.
I want to at least produce 3 to 5 real Devis, really, I mean flesh and blood women, to convert them into true goddesses of different qualities. And people can experience them as such. We have enough people with sufficient energy, we just have to put them through certain processes to get them there. In energy, they are there. It is just that they don't have an understanding of their energy to make it in a certain way. They're just loosely energetic right now. We can easily turn that around.